Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a Mercedes-Benz owner, especially of a diesel model, and you've ever felt that sudden loss of power, like your car just doesn't want to go, then this video is for you. So, what exactly is P1470? In simple terms, your car's engine control unit, or ECU, has detected that the pressure being produced by your turbocharger is either too high or too low compared to what it is expecting. The turbo is designed to force more air into the engine, creating more power. The ECU constantly monitors and controls this boost pressure to ensure optimal performance and engine longevity. When the actual pressure doesn't match the target pressure, the ECU flags the P1470 code and, to protect the engine from potential damage, puts the car into limp mode. Now, let's talk about the symptoms. The most obvious one is a significant lack of acceleration. You'll press the gas pedal, but the car will feel sluggish and unresponsive. You might also notice the check engine light or the engine management light illuminating your dashboard. In some cases, you could hear unusual whistling or hissing sounds coming from the engine bay, which can indicate a leak in the vacuum or pressure lines. It's a frustrating experience, but it's your car's way of telling you something needs attention. So, what causes this dreaded P1470 code? Well, it's not always the turbocharger itself, which is good news for your wallet. The problem often lies within the control system that manages the turbo. The most common culprit is the vacuum transducer, also known as the pressure converter, or EGR. So this little device uses engine vacuum to actuate the turbo's wastegate, or variable vanes. If this transducer fails, becomes clogged, or develops an internal leak, it can't control the turbo properly, leading to incorrect boost pressure. Another frequent cause is a vacuum leak. The entire control system relies on a network of small rubber and plastic vacuum hoses. Over time, these hoses can become brittle, crack, or split due to heat and age. Even a tiny leak can be enough to throw off the whole system. You'll want to carefully inspect all the vacuum lines running to and from the transducer, the vacuum pump, and the turbo actuator itself. Don't forget to check the vacuum reservoir, which on many models looks like a black plastic sphere. Speaking of the turbo actuator, this component, which is directly mounted on the turbocharger, can also fail. It contains a diaphragm that can rupture, causing it to no longer hold the vacuum. Testing it is relatively straightforward. You can use a handheld vacuum pump to see if it holds vacuum and if the actuator rod moves smoothly throughout its range of motion. If it doesn't move or won't hold vacuum, you've found your problem. What about the turbo itself? While less common, a sticking wastegate or jammed variable geometry vanes inside the turbo can cause the P1470 code. This is usually due to a buildup of carbon or soot, especially on diesel engines that do a lot of short-distance driving. Sometimes, the issue can be as simple as a dirty or faulty boost pressure sensor, which is feeding incorrect information back to the ECU. So, here's a practical diagnostic approach. Start with the basics. Get a code reader and confirm P1470 is your active fault. Then, visually inspect all the vacuum lines for any obvious signs of damage, cracks, or loose connections. Trace them from the vacuum pump to the transducer and onto the turbo actuator. Next, test the pressure transducer. Many mechanics will have a specialized tool, but a simple test is to check for vacuum going in and vacuum coming out when the engine is running. A faulty transducer often fails to supply the correct amount of vacuum to the actuator. If the lines and transducers seem okay, use a vacuum tester on the turbo actuator itself. Pull a vacuum and see if the rod moves and holds its position. If all that checks out, you might want to look at the boost pressure sensor. You can try cleaning it, as they can get oily, but replacement is often the best course of action if it's suspect. If you've gone through all these steps and the problem persists, it may be time to investigate the turbocharger for internal issues like sticking vanes. Fixing the P1470 code is usually very manageable. In many cases, it's a simple and inexpensive fix, like replacing a $5 vacuum hose or a relatively affordable pressure transducer. The key is methodical diagnosis. Don't just assume it's the expensive turbo. Start with the most common and cheapest potential causes and work your way up. I hope this breakdown of the Mercedes P1470 fault code helps you diagnose and fix your car, getting it out of limp mode and back to its full potential. Troubleshooting can be empowering, and it can save you a ton of money. If you found this video helpful, Please hit that like button, subscribe for more automotive tips, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Have you ever dealt with this code? Share your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.